Welcome to the Kool, the Kareem Matthews podcast. I'm Kareem Matthews. I'm here with my dude, my boy, my Ramley, point guard extraordinaire, UCSD alumni, world traveler, fake ass DJ, Mr. Rodney Lusain. What up, my dude?
Good, homie. I
You,
got
you.
this queued up.
Oh, I thought you was coming with intro music.
You didn't hear it? You can't hear it?
Nah, I couldn't.
Damn. It's the Cosby Show theme music.
Mm, nah, that's right on time. And I see you got your shirt on. You got you got your Cosby shirt on. Your
Closest, closest thing I got to a Gordon Gartrell, an itchy on
ah,
the water.
that's hilarious. He said my Gordon Gartrell. Nah, man, it's a somber day, you know what I'm saying, for people in our age group because Malcolm Jamal Warner passed. I don't know if it was yesterday, today. It came out today, you know what I'm saying? Everyone found out today. And it's crazy. I guess they said he drowned, like he was in Costa Rica and got swept away. You know what I mean? By the tide or whatever. Well, yeah. I mean, it's so deep because it's like that's a big part of our growing up. You know what I'm saying? Like the Cosby Show was a big part of our. That changed TV. For I mean, yeah, I'm gonna say for us, but I'm gonna say in general because you had never seen black families like that on TV before. You know what I'm saying? A whole black family. So I mean, I guess good times, but they wasn't like that. They were struggling.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, and it's crazy because I went to junior high with him, with Malcolm. You know what I'm saying? For 1 year. Like the year he left to go on the Cosby show. Like he left school that year to go on the show. You know what I'm saying? And it was crazy because nobody knew what that show was gonna be. You know what I mean? So it's just like, yeah, he going to do some Cosby show or whatever, and then it turned out to be that. But it's crazy because I remember when he left, he gave because all the girls loved him. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the thing I remember about that dude from that 1 year was all the girls loved him, and he wasn't Theo from the Cosby Show yet.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it was just a genuine love that they had for him. But I remember when he left to go do the Cosby Show, he gave all the girls that he was talking to like a goodbye letter on computer paper.
Like type,
Yours, huh?
like typed out.
Printed out.
Okay, yeah.
But with the things that you pull off on the side.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? This the mid 80s.
Right.
Computer paper, we was like, oh, he's killing it. You know what I'm saying? That was so amazing to us. Like, this dude has access to a computer. You know what I'm saying? I always think about that. Every time I think about him, that's the first thing that pops back into my mind. You know what I'm saying? Is that this dude gave all the chicks he was talking to a goodbye letter on computer paper. You know what I'm saying? It was like, ooh,
This is
that's
when he was leaving to go do the Cosby Show.
yeah, yeah. All the girls at Paul Revere. You know what I'm saying? So probably like 6 or 7 chicks had a letter from him saying goodbye on computer paper. You know what I'm saying? That they were showing around school. But it's funny. It's funny because wait, hold on 1 second. It's funny because Biggs went to Paul Revere too.
Right.
Biggs is his year.
Okay.
Biggs said they used to share a locker. You know what I'm saying? Because Biggs posted a picture. I posted Malcolm's yearbook picture. on my page, and then Biggs posted a picture of him and Malcolm on our yard talking to some chicks. And he was like, "This is us trying to be players," you know what I'm saying? And it was, I just started laughing because that's exactly how I remembered him. You know what I'm saying? Like that story I told you falls right in line with the picture that Biggs posted. You know what I'm saying? It's him and Biggs talking to some chicks, and it looked like the chicks is writing their numbers down. Like they both the chicks is writing something, and Malcolm is talking to him, and Biggs is standing in the background. You know what I'm saying? But it's just like that's the picture in my mind I have of him from back then. You know what I'm saying? But then like what he went on to do was just like so crazy. Like I mean, you just we grew up on them. We grew up on them. You know what I'm saying? And then what was crazy, not even what was crazy, but like that's instantly what pops into your head when you think of for me when you think about Malcolm. You know what I'm saying? But then I forgot about the whole era of Malcolm and Eddie because Eddie Griffin posted today. He was broke up. You know what I'm saying? I was like, that's right. You forget about that because shit, that was 10, 15 years after. You know what I mean? That was a whole second act that he had, but that was right there along. Not well. Wasn't that the same time frame as Martin?
Martin was college for us.
So
Like
it was
that,
after that,
yeah.
early 2000s.
Probably late 90s, early 2000s.
Okay, okay, but yeah, nah. Because when I think of Malcolm and Eddie, I think of it in that perspective, like not a Martin, but in that same bucket. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, man, he had a great run.
He did, and people that's been posting is posting, stuff that he had in the works going on like recently.
Mm,
Like he's never not had a presence on TV, and that's from essentially 84 to 2025. So what's that, 40 years?
yeah.
He had a
41 years.
he had a
Because I
full
heard he was doing some stuff musically too.
mm,
Because someone interviewed Bill Cosby today.
really.
Yeah. And he was speaking on how he had just talked to him, I guess maybe a month or so ago. And he said he was talking about something that he had just done, some show he had just done that was basically like some musical shit that he had written and had performed. You know what I'm saying? Bill Cosby was saying how he was so proud of that. You know what I mean? So nah, and then he said him and Felicia Rashad talked today about it, about him. You know what I'm saying? He said we hugged each other over the phone. I was like, nah, man, y'all, all of y'all, like, I'm glad y'all feel that way because we feel that way. You know what I'm saying? And it's because of how y'all made us feel back then. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I mean, you can't change all the things that have happened with everybody since then. But at that time, they moved a whole generation forward with that show. You know what I'm saying? They gave a whole generation of people like us positive hope forward. You know what I mean? So like that can never be replaced. Like I don't care. I'm not gonna say I don't care, but what has happened since then does not change that in my mind.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because people want you just because Bill, you know what I mean, what all the shit Bill Cosby been through, like you can, you know what I mean? You can't take that away. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And it's a trip because, you started by saying our generation, I mean, and no doubt our generation feels this probably more, especially with Theo, because he's the one we no doubt identify with the most on the show.
Mm,
But, shit, I raised Lennon on the Cosby Show. Like,
mm,
she has seen damn near every episode. When I told her about it, she was sad. Like,
mm. Okay,
uh,
okay. No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
And so it's funny because whenever it start when so I don't know when the whole Bill Cosby drama and all of that started to go down, but 2019, 2020 pandemic era, like it was hard to find the Cosby Show on TV. Um, and people, whether it was BET or TV1, somebody started to show it kind of just low key and at like super weird times of the day or early in the morning type shit. And me and Lennon wasn't watching it as it came on. Like I was TiVoing it and then I'd watch it. Me and her would watch it. Um, and then at today, like it's super easy to find. I can name two, three, four stations that are showing the Cosby Show, and so I like the fact that they kind of recognize the brilliance of the show and the fact that we can't bury this just because of what's going on with Bill Cosby. And I feel like they had a reunion because
Mm,
it's sad because I feel like Malcolm is the first one from the show to die. Like,
mm,
I don't think
damn.
anybody else from the cast has passed away. Maybe the dudes who played Cliff's parents,
Oh, right,
like maybe they've passed, but in terms of like the core nuclear family on the Cosby Show,
right.
like they all still going. And so for him to be the first one to go, um, you
That's
know,
crazy.
right, right, just kind of underscores
The
for
plight
one,
of us,
huh?
that kind of the plight of us. You know what I'm
Uh,
saying? Outside of the TV life, like that's usually how, you know what I mean? Like it's crazy how it turned out. Like that's the life we usually live. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately.
and Bill Cosby's real son
That's
died.
right.
And
Early.
supposedly that's who Theo was. I don't know if that was before the Cosby Show.
Now I
Actually,
think he died after.
right, right, in the 90s probably. But yeah, he died of some violence.
Right. He got killed right on the side of the freeway, I thought.
Right, right. And so who I think they had a 40-year, probably last year, probably had a 40-year reunion. And of course, Bill wasn't there. But the rest of the cast, I feel like most of the rest of them was there and celebrated as much as they could, but it's hard to get that off fully without Bill there.
Right.
And now, I mean, Bill's never gonna be there, but there's never gonna be a real reunion.
Reunion.
You know,
Damn.
that's gone now. Like you can't do it without Bill and without Malcolm. Like you might,
Right. That's all the men. You know what I'm saying? That's all the men in the family. It would just be the women. And that would be so typical, you know what I'm saying? Of our shit, which is so sad. But nah, it's it's crazy, man. It's just crazy. Like on so many levels. You know what I'm saying? Like on the from the TV level to the reality, the real life level. Like it's just so symptomatic, which is so crazy. That's you know what I mean? Like I don't even know. It kind of leaves me speechless a little bit. Like how eerie it turns out, how eerie it plays out. Like, and then how you say, oh, well, they can't have a reunion now, you know what I'm saying? Because basically, the dad is in jail, the son is dead. You know what I'm saying? It's like, come on, man. When are we going to stop this shit?
even the Huxtables can't get away from that.
Right, man. Like, it's crazy, though, man. Yeah, but it's funny though, because you were saying how you raised Lennon on the Cosby Show, and I was gonna say when you said that, I was like, okay, you a hell of a dad for that, because a lot of this new generation don't even know about it. You know what I'm saying? Like a chick on my page posted how somebody at her job she was like a 27-year-old courier, and she asked him about it, and he had no idea about the Cosby Show.
Uh,
And he's 27. So he was born in 98, you know what I'm saying?
mm.
Which,
Was that a time where it wasn't easy to find the shit on the internet? Like we wasn't in 98, we wasn't at, I mean, he was born in 98, so you
right.
figure maybe by 2005, he's at the
So
earliest ready to be like, all right. But even then, like I just felt like media is so much easier to
different.
access today.
And it's so different.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? People don't like how you say you and Lennon watch it, even though y'all taping and watch it, people don't really watch TV like that no more. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy because it didn't really, but it crystallized in my mind again with the ESPYs. Like I could not even find the ESPYs when it was on live, but quickly as soon as it was on, I got like 11 Instagram clips that basically gave me the dude's whole monologue, and I was like, "This how we watch TV now." You know what I'm saying? It ain't even sitting down and watching the program; it's just the highlights on Instagram. You know what I mean? But that's how it's consumed. So I mean, I think a show like I don't even know. I'm about to say, I think a show like the Cosby Show would still be able to make it today, but I don't know. Would it? You know what I mean? Because I don't think it would have, I don't know. It wouldn't have the same cultural impact today because we've been through that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. Because I mean, as you're talking, I'm like, all right, like for whatever reason, like I know Damon Wayans had a show. Like, I mean, we've got a bunch of family sitcoms where the black family is not struggling, they're shown in a different light. And it's like, all right, we have so many of those. Would the Cosby Show stand out? But then it's like, well, there wouldn't be any of those shows if
without it.
for the Cosby Show. So,
Right.
yeah, I mean, I think because it's so much easier to see life through media today, I don't know that I don't know that Cosby Show would hit the way that it hit at the time that it was released, just because there was so limited portrayals of the black families that they were showing. It was eye opening. Like none of us, like it was a trip because Malcolm would have been so you Revere goes from Revere is seventh, eighth, ninth, was seventh, eighth
Yeah.
there.
It was back then. I don't know if it's the same now. I think it might be 6, 7, 8, but it was
So
back then. It was
you was in the seventh and he was in the eighth.
not. He was in the ninth.
Oh, you was in the eighth.
No, I was in the seventh. He was in the ninth.
Oh,
Yeah, it
okay.
was 7, 8, ninth. You know what I'm saying?
So then, yeah, so then he was really like big man on campus
Oh,
as a ninth
healing.
grade.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. Him and well, I was about to say him and Biggs. It was other dudes on campus, but Biggs was like, you know what I'm saying? Tall.
Right.
So in ninth grade, that means something.
Okay. Because I mean, he was 54. I don't know when his birthday was. I'm 53. And for whatever reason, like I never growing up watching the Cosby Show, like I knew Theo was in my age range, but I always felt like he was a little bit older. Like I don't know. I felt like he was unattainable for me. Like it's a trip because I was in middle school and I can't remember why I was thinking this or talking this, but the jump from elementary to middle school for me was treacherous.
Mm,
I went from a great life as a sixth grader in elementary school, and I got to Crozier seventh grade, and I was not cool. Like
mm.
it was like, yeah, dude, all that Michael Jackson shit you was on and killing with in elementary school, like that shit is
That don't play here.
right. And then all of a sudden it's, the Cosby Show and Malcolm's on the screen, and I'm like, yeah, I got nothing that this dude has. Like,
Mm.
everything this dude is killing with and girls are swooning over right now. It's like that's not in my bag. And it took me a minute to transition. And I feel like by the end of my first semester of junior high, like I had cut my Jerry curl. I had started to be like, let me try to catch up.
That is hilarious. But finish, please.
And so yeah, just he was always somebody that was like, all right, um, I can't be him. Like I don't have that. And part of the thing that made it okay in my mind was like, but he's older than me. But shit,
Mm,
only a year older. But he might have been 2 grades ahead.
right.
I,
Right.
I feel like me and you was in the seventh grade at the same time.
We
But
were. We were.
seventh grade is when I started to be like, I had been raised my whole life to that point was like Michael Jackson's Who the Girls Love. And
Mm.
if
That's why you had your curl.
you can get some Michael Jackson shit off, like that was in my wheelhouse. I was like, okay, I'm obviously not Mike, but I can be
Mike-ish.
Mike from the 70s, when they was really the early Jackson 5. I'm like, all right, I can get some of that off. But I got to seventh grade and they was like, nigga, that Michael Jackson shit is play. Like he's a weirdo now. Like,
Wow.
uh,
That's hilarious that you said that because that I felt the same about that jump. That sixth to seventh grade jump was a big jump. You know what I'm saying? But like I loved it. Like I loved that jump. You know what I'm saying? I think the high school jump I felt more prepared for. Like the jump to from elementary to junior high was more of a shock. You know what I'm saying? But it was a shock that I was like, ooh, I like this. Because I went to Angeles Mesa for elementary. Well, I graduated from Angeles Mesa, which is right down the street from Crenshaw. So then I got bused to Revere for junior high. You know what I'm saying? So it was like really my first time being out the hood. And then I'm around all these rich kids, you know what I'm saying? And then it's rich black kids. Because Malcolm and them, you know what I'm saying, had money. And like we picked up the kids from the Dons. We picked up the kids from the jungles and then went and picked up the kids from the Dons, you know what I'm saying? So we was all on the same bus. And I lived over by La Brea and Rodeo,
okay.
by that Popeyes.
Yeah, yeah.
So they would pick me up over there, you know what I'm saying? Then go pick up the kids in the jungle, then go pick up the kids in the Dons, then drive to Paul Revere. So we had all that mixture on the bus, you know what I'm saying? So it was like, that was my first experience seeing black kids with money, to be honest, you know what I'm saying? And then, like I keep saying, Malcolm Jamal Warner was like the dude on campus that the chicks loved. So I was like, ooh, like, okay, like I didn't have that in my bag, but I wanted that in my bag. You know what I'm saying? I was like, okay, like I'm gonna figure that out. You know what I'm saying? Like I clearly don't have what this dude has or what the crew that he's hanging with has right now. I'm in the seventh grade, you know what I'm saying? But that made me want that in my bag. And then it was crazy because as he went on to be on the Cosby Show, it made it like that's that dude. Like it made it seem attainable. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, this dude went to junior high with us. You know what I'm saying? And now he's that dude. Like, it broadened your horizons as what you could do. You know what I'm saying? Which the show was doing anyway, but like just on a personal level, it was like, dude, like you know what I mean? So it's funny to hear you say that because I felt that same jump from elementary to junior high. I loved it though. You know what I'm saying? I was like, oh yeah, wait till I get a hold of this. You know what I mean? And I feel like by eighth grade, I had a hold. And that's why I was saying the jump from junior high to high school wasn't that bad because by ninth grade, I was ready to go to Pally. You know what I'm saying? Like I knew that's where I was gonna be going to high school. And I was like, yeah. Let's get it. Like I didn't know how junior high was gonna be. You know what I'm saying? Because I was coming from elementary in the hood, but going from junior high to high school, I knew how that was gonna be because I was gonna be going with most of these kids. You know what I'm saying? And then I knew like that's when basketball was really gonna come into play. So I was ready for that move. But nah, it's funny that you spoke on that move from elementary to junior high because, and I feel like they brought it down, right? Now you go to junior high,
Now it's sixth grade. You go to middle school. It's
right,
pretty much sixth through eighth.
right. So I think that might be even harder.
Transitioning from one to the other.
Yeah, from elementary to junior high. Because now you're doing it from fifth to sixth as opposed to sixth to seventh. I feel like at least, well, I mean, you're young either way, but I'm like now they thrusting the kids into junior high in sixth grade.
Yeah, I just feel like during our era, it was more sink or swim. Like they wasn't trying
Mm,
to prepare you, and
mm,
closure or your junior high wasn't really trying to welcome you. It was
right.
just like I do, like, and that's the part. Like I felt like and granted, Crozier for me, it was junior high. It was only seventh and eighth grade, so you was only there 2 years. Ninth grade,
Oh, really?
yeah,
Because Inglewood started in the ninth. Yeah, see, back then y'all was one of the few schools that did that.
right, and then
Westchester.
right. At that point, you knew a change was coming. Like you knew, like, oh shit, if from Centinela to Crozier was this crazy a jump, then Crozier to Inglewood, like like you at least you preparing for you know that it's gonna be drastically different.
Right.
But that's shit. It was still tough. Like eighth grade to ninth grade wasn't easy at
Mm,
all. But yeah, I just felt like in today's world, they reach out a little bit more to the incoming students. Like they try to do, like they get you on campus that summer. Like they'll do a summer bridge thing. They'll
mm.
get some eighth graders to be on that team. So you got eighth graders welcoming you in. So when you walk on campus that first day, you already know some of the older kids. They didn't do none of that shit for us. It was just like,
Nah. Welcome on that first day
right, nah, and the kids was to welcome me. They was welcoming you in a punk you kind of way. Like they wasn't
in a hazing. Nah, it's funny because uh I feel like that's why this generation is the way it is because of how our generation was. So now these are the parents that's like, I'm not gonna repeat that with my kids. You know what I'm saying? And it's funny because I feel like the whole world is softer. Well, America and everything is softer from the previous generation because of that. I feel like I hate saying it like this, but I feel like we lowered the bar. You know what I'm saying? It's like I mean, in what you saying and for the schooling, but I always look at it from like the sports perspective. I feel like all the sports are easier now than they were. You know what I'm saying? To be a professional. Like you don't well, height is coming back in the NBA, but it's like you don't have to be as big. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know. I feel like they just lowered it's not as physical. Like they made it easier to be a professional. Like in baseball, you know what I'm saying? You don't have to hit 300. You know what I'm saying? You don't 5 innings is fine. You know what I mean? In football, like it ain't no you ain't got to be worried about going over the middle no more.
right.
Like
They can't hit you like that.
yeah, they used to paralyze dudes.
Right.
Like that used to be a fear. Like you used to have a receiver on your team that was willing to go over the middle. I'm saying because everybody wasn't willing to go over the middle, but that's up now. Like anybody, you know what I mean? So I just feel like, you know, which I don't have a problem with. You know what I mean? It's just it is what it is. But I feel like it was a lot tougher to do stuff back then. You know what I'm saying? everything. Just survival was harder. You know what I mean? And I feel like they lowered the bar on that. They was like, okay, we're not gonna make it so tough for everything. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Which, you can't be mad at.
True. True. I don't know. I feel like all of this is what would make it hard to get the Cosby Show off in today's
Now.
world.
Right. Right. No, absolutely. And it was a perfect storm. You know what I'm saying? It was the perfect show at the perfect time with the perfect cast. You know what I mean? And I won't even call NBC the perfect network, but it ended up being that. Like it was must see TV throughout your childhood every Thursday night. Like people don't even watch TV like that no more. You watch it when you want to on your phone in pieces, the whole season at once if you want.
Right.
You couldn't do that with the Cosby Show. Like you every Thursday, you got to tune in for 13 weeks. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't hold people like that no more. In 13 weeks, they've been through 10 series. You know what I'm saying? So,
Right, right. Nah, rest in peace, Malcolm Jamal Warner, dude.
yeah, yeah, that
Swimming,
right there. Huh?
swimming
I know. I
cool,
know.
with his family,
On
which
vacation.
I know he had at least one daughter. I don't know how many kids he had, or if he was married, or what that whole situation was like, but it's a trip because a teacher buddy of mine from San Pedro High, we found out he passed away last week in Australia on vacation with his family.
Mm,
It's a trip because I didn't know, but I found out once he passed that he was class of 90 as well.
mm,
I was talking with one of the other basketball coaches about how old was he, or if he had any previous health concerns. And it was like, nah, like I got the impression that he was older than me, even though he looked good. He looked like whatever. If he was, I thought he was in his 40s max. Uh,
mm,
and based on how long he had been teaching, it was like he could have been upper 50s, lower 60s. But it turned out he was probably 53, and it was just like no prior health stuff. Went to bed one night, didn't wake up the next morning with his
mm,
family on vacation in Australia. So now they got to figure out how to get him back from Australia. And,
mm.
you just think about this stuff with Malcolm on vacation, swimming. So he obviously was feeling good enough to be out there.
Right. Well, nah, his wasn't no health concern like that. He just got
Right.
swept away. You know what I'm saying?
Which
He
is
just
tragic.
I know. And I was gonna say, man, I love the ocean. You know what I'm saying? I love the ocean. I've been going to school by the ocean since Paul Revere. You know what I'm saying? But I do not play with the ocean, yo. The ocean has such a yin and yang to it. You know what I'm saying? It's so beautiful and so dangerous at the same time. Like you can watch the tide come in and it could sweep a body away and just go back out
Right.
peacefully. Like, and you're like, wait a minute, you just killed somebody. And it just does it like, you know what I mean? Like, man, like, yeah, I don't,
And that we don't know that it was ocean.
right,
Like it was Costa
right.
Rica, which has access to
An
Pacific.
ocean, right,
And I kind of hope that it was just because
right,
then it's like, all right, true force of nature. Like
right.
sometimes,
But if he drowned in like a lake,
right, right,
or,
something
or
where you don't expect nature to do what it did. Like, from one wave to the next, like you said at the beach, like 10 waves might come in peacefully. And that 11th wave might come in with like bad intentions. And you don't see it coming. You can't brace for it. You just gotta know like this is in the realm of possibility. And so it's like if that's what happened, then it's like, all right, man. Like as sad as it is, like it's nature. Like nature just claims us. Um, but if it was something a little bit more avoidable, then it's like, man, this dude was on vacation with his family. Now they got to figure out how to get him back here. They got to.
They devastated.
I just can't imagine going from the thrill
The
of vacation to we just lost a family member.
our dad. Well, right, 'cause or husband, right, right, right. But yeah, nah. That's it's crazy because you never think of alternatives ways of dying. You know what I'm saying? You always think, oh, I'm just not gonna wake up. But man, it's other ways. You know what I'm saying?
Right. No.
It's it's other ways, man, and some of them are not good.
And I think black people are basically hardwired the way that you said in terms of we don't mess with the beach like that. Like we'll dip our toes in. Um, you know, we'll go to swimming pools and whatnot. And as you were talking, I was like, I've never been surfing. Like I ain't never really been out in no ocean like that. Once in Jamaica, I did some kind of lake where, they had us swinging off vines and shit, but that was a lake. It was not, it wasn't like the forces of nature were just coming in
In
unexpected.
play,
But yeah, when I heard that it was drowning, like part of my first thought was like, man, that's why black people don't do
swimming,
water like that.
right? And they already brought us over here on boats. We don't do those either. You know what I'm saying? Shit. I'm not going on no damn cruise.
Right. Yeah, like, you know. I got survival swimming, and my survival swimming is like for crazy episodes in the pool type shit.
Right. Not for in the middle of the ocean.
Right, right.
No.
So man, I hope it was all in the best ways imaginable for the situation that it was in. Like, you hope it wasn't no foul play. You hope it wasn't something that could have been avoidable. You hope it ain't something that just is gonna be traumatic
To the
memory,
family.
like if they saw it,
Right.
they saw a wave come in and or if he was yelling for help,
Right.
if all those would just make
Well,
it,
because the body got recovered.
did it?
Because they said um they gave the cause of death
Mm,
as like asphyxia or something.
right.
So they had to have recovered the body to do that, right?
More than likely.
So I mean, I feel like somebody saw it.
Right. And it's a trip. I'm sitting here, shit, where was we? Like Julianne went on Wheel of Fortune, won her ass
Mm,
off, and she won a trip to Antigua, I want to say.
mm,
So we're over in Antigua, and at some point we went out kayaking. I don't know how we
mm,
did it because we had Lennon. Lennon was probably 4 or 5 at the time.
mm.
And Lennon knew how to swim by that point. She didn't know how to swim, but still, I don't know.
Right.
We would have had her out there in a canoe like that, but I want to say we did because somehow I go back out by myself canoeing. And I was close enough to the shore where Lennon and Julianne could see me. And at some point, the canoe tips over. And so I got a life jacket on, but I'm like, oh, fuck that. I ain't just going to sit here and try to tread water. So I start swimming to the coast. And, I got there and had to stand on the coast and wait for one of the guys to come out in a canoe. And he like, dude, you should have just stayed in the water. Like, that's why you got the life jacket on. He's like, we got these rocks over here that you standing on. So now we got to do some other medical shit where we got to look and make sure that nothing cut your foot or. And it was a trip because he came out, he got me. I got back in the canoe. He was canoeing. I had a hat on when I tipped over. He was like, "We're gonna go get your hat." And I mean, at some point, I was far out. Like when I tipped over, I was near the breakwater, but still close enough. So anyway, all that to say, Julianne and Leonard are sitting there looking, and I fucking tip over, and so now they're like, "Oh damn, like what's happening?" Um, but if that had turned out tragic, then it's like, all right, well, shit, they're sitting there looking at daddy and husband,
Helpless.
right? And I don't know, it's just crazy, man. I
Nah,
hope
it is. And I was just gonna say, I mean, yeah, yeah. I'm not even gonna say because I don't fuck with water like that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna just leave it at that because it is what it is now. Nothing can change what has happened. You know what I mean? It's all terrible saying water under the bridge, but you know, yeah, I'm gonna just leave it at that. Rest R.I.P. Malcolm. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be missed, man. And what you did definitely left an impact. You know what I'm saying? All these years later.
yeah, man. Um,
It's crazy though, because on a crazy ass switch reel, you see how the Dodgers just won?
nope. It's on in the background, but how did they?
Outman Outman just robbed a homer. Outman just robbed a walk-offs. If he don't catch it, if he don't catch it, they walk us off 6-5.
That's off because we the home team. But that
Oh,
gave them the lead.
right. Nah, you're right. It couldn't have been a walk-off, but they would have took the lead 6-5 if Outman didn't rob that last homer for game. You know what I'm saying? So that's where we at.
Is he playing left?
Center. He was in center.
He started in center, or he was a
Nah,
defensive sub
he came in as a defense. Pajes was started in center. He came in as a defense replacement.
or Pajes.
Yup. I want to say Pajes probably moved to left.
Okay, because Pot has been robbing homers this year. Like,
Yeah, nah. But he's been dropping balls too. It's funny because he made a bad play in the last game and Kershaw went off. And then Kershaw had one off when Outman. He went off on Outman too. And it was funny because I was saying I hadn't seen Outman since that. Since Kershaw yelled at Outman, I hadn't seen him, but he came in today as a defensive replacement. Okay, Pajes went to right for Teo.
and they left Conforto and left.
Right. But it's crazy because when Kershaw was getting us walked off in the playoffs, wasn't nobody throwing their glove and yelling at him. You know what I'm saying? And now he want to yell and throw his glove at these young players. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, be a bigger leader than that. And I don't know. It's like saying this, it's only one team that's gonna win it. You know what I'm saying? So chances are if you say a team ain't gonna win it, you gonna be right. You know what I'm saying? You can say we not gonna win it about any team most likely and be good chances are you gonna be accurate because only one team gonna win it. But we just don't have the karma of a champion this year. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes you just feel that in a team. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know if you can win it without feeling that. I don't know. I can't. I would have to think back in my mind to think have I ever not felt championshipy about a team and they won it anyway? But I just don't eat. And we in first place. You know what I'm saying? We however many games up. But it's just like so many shit that has happened this year where you be like, that don't happen in a championship season. You know what I'm saying? Some of these blowout losses we've had, this long ass losing streak we on or we were on, like, it's like in your championship season, you don't get swept by the Angels. You know what I'm saying? In your championship season, you don't lose 18 to nothing at home. It's just, I don't know. I hope they prove me wrong. You know what I'm saying? But and we were saying that earlier, or maybe last episode, how they stacking enough shit where when they lose, you're gonna be like, y'all didn't deserve this. You know what I'm saying? I feel like we way past that. You know what I'm saying? And it's still a bunch of season left. Like it's been way enough that you could be like, they didn't deserve it. You know what I mean? And so it's just like, I don't know. Like last year, I got a warm and fuzzy feeling from the team. You know what I'm saying? It was so many moments that made you like, okay, like Teo alone had like, you know what I'm saying? That Yankee series, the regular season Yankee series, you was like, okay, it's something special about this team. Like every time, you know what I mean? Every time you needed that moment, like he seemed to be that dude to do it. And then Shohei too. You know what I'm saying? Shohei rose to the moment every time last year. Like, I don't feel that this year. I feel they've done more stuff to anger us, you know what I'm saying, than to give us that warm, fuzzy feeling. I mean, again, I hope they prove me wrong and I can be like, damn, they actually won it in spite of that. And the other thing is, what they did last year was the aberration. That's not the norm. We normally go there and shit the bed. You know what I'm saying? This was the one year we didn't do that. So if we go back to form again this year, it wouldn't be, you know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. It's not like I'm being Nostradamus with this statement, but I just don't, feeling wise, I don't have that feeling like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. And we've been talking about it. Like, what can they do to turn it around? And do they even want to try? Do they even feel like that's a factor? But the more and more I just keep feeling it. Like you know what I mean? It ain't changed. I would just say on my end, I haven't felt like they've done anything to make it change. And like this last losing streak, getting swept by the Brewers and getting
Was.
swept for the whole series, for the whole season. They swept us for the season. You know what I'm saying? Like they
Yeah.
had huh?
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
They had the residual from the Jackie Robinson shit. And now I'm feeling like this is the residual from the ice shit.
Yeah, and I can't even politicize it. Like this is just straight on the field type shit. And like even when you harken back to last year and you talk about that Yankee series, like at Yankee Stadium, Yamamoto,
Had his best game.
right. And so it was just like there were moments last year where you were like, okay, like it's clear if we come with our A game, like if we are magically able to come with B plus to A minus shit in October, we could win. Um, and now I don't know that we've shown A minus B plus shit. Like Milwaukee has owned us, the Cubs have owned us, and
Houston,
they're actually tied, huh?
Houston.
Right. Okay, I mean, I'm gonna get to the American League in a second. I'm just talking Milwaukee, Chicago, Philly. We dropped the series to the Mets.
Mm,
We might have split even with the Mets. So I just felt like when you and then like you said, you get to the American League and Hugh, I mean, we played Detroit. I mean, we had a good
mm.
series against the Yankees. Although it's like, are they Are they the best team in the American League? Like,
Right. Houston was like, hold on.
right? We played Detroit was the first series of the year, at least
Right.
a year.
Right.
That was before they really found themselves. So
Right.
I just don't know that we've ever, and you kind of said it when Houston did what they did. You're like, they showed that they were better than us in every facet of the game. And I kind of feel like that's where we are. Like, it could be jinx related, it could be just bad karma. But, shit, Mookie, Dave Roberts gave him a day off. Dave,
Bench team.
huh? Right.
Bench team.
They moved him to lead off. Um, people are saying like it used to be like pitcher, catcher, shortstop. You didn't expect bats out of those positions because what they got to do defensively is so demanding. And between A-Rod and Jeter and some of them other motherfuckers, it was like,
No
dude,
more.
Cal Ripken. I mean, he was, I think, something different, but it started to be like, all right, dude, like you can have a shortstop who hits, but I still feel like in my mentality, I'm raised on your shortstop ain't gonna be the center of your lineup. And so people is like, when are they gonna tinker with Mookie to the point where they're like, look, we're gonna put you back in right field. Like we having issues with our outfield. Like you would be our best defensive outfielder. Maybe some of that strain you having to put in trying to be the center of our infield, maybe that can go into your bat. And so I feel like that's the drastic move. I feel like short of that is whatever we can do with the trade deadline. Like if we're able to between the trade deadline and whoever's gonna come back, like whoever's hurt, I know we're gonna have some pitchers come back. Uh,
Snell.
Glasnow's already back.
Yeah, he looked cool. Snell coming back, Trinan.
Roki Sasaki, is he done?
He not done, but he haven't been on rehab starts yet. Uh Snell and Trinan was in Oklahoma City this weekend. They ready. Gratterall probably in that next wave.
Is Phillips done?
Yeah, he had Tommy John. It's crazy because I just let you go because I've been tooting that horn all year about Mookie. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, and I'm glad you said it because when I say it, I feel like people think I'm a hater. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, if Mookie is such a team player, I don't understand how he doesn't see that him moving back to right field is best for the team. And it's crazy because that dude on Dodger Talk, David Vassay, the one that broke his arm on that slide in Milwaukee, all year he been like, because people call in every game that the Dodgers lose and say it's because Mookie playing short. Mookie needs to move back to right. You know what I'm saying? And he kills people every time. Like it's not because of Mookie. It's not because of Mookie. It's not because of Mookie. You know what I'm saying? And then the other day he was like, we need to move Teoscar to left. You know what I'm saying? And then put Pajes in right and put Kike or Edmund in center. And I'm like, and he said something to the effect of no feelings. It can't be no feelings. We just got to do what's best for the team. And I'm like, you've been defending Mookie all year. You know what I'm saying? Using that same logic you just used to move Teoscar to the left is the same logic you put on moving Mookie back to right. And moving Mookie back to right is going to have a way bigger impact than moving Teoscar to left. You know what I'm saying? You get much better offensively and defensively by moving Mookie from short to right than you do for moving Teoscar from right to left. Mookie was an MVP level right fielder. Ain't nobody else in that outfield MVP level. Whoever we moving around. You know what I'm saying? All of a sudden now you putting the MVP level dude back in the outfield. And and that's my thing. Mookie is playing a mediocre short at best. You know what I'm saying? We got 4 or 5 other dudes that can play a mediocre short. Like Rojas can give you a mediocre short. TK, Edmund, Kim, like, come on. It's one thing, and you were saying how back in the day, shortstops was you didn't expect them to hit because of what you because of the other shit. The other shit was playing D. You know what I'm saying? The other shit was being an above average fielder. Mookie ain't even giving a stat. And people, Vassay specifically, always be like, you can't blame it on him playing short. You can't blame it on him playing short. You can blame it on him playing short. That's one of the most demanding positions. You know what I'm saying? And you can see Mookie don't have that power no more. Like today, he hit the ball as hard as he could. And that shit went to like the warning track. That's no legs. You know what I'm saying? You can save his legs by putting him back in right. Like, I don't know, man. I've been tooting this move Mookie off of short, and that's my thing. They say how good of a leader Mookie is. You know what I mean? To me, it's a little selfish for him to continue to insist on playing short. I mean, this is not little league where your best player plays short no matter what because his parents is the coach. You know what I'm saying? It's like Mookie. If they don't want to move you, you should go tell them. You know what I'm saying? I played short. I showed y'all I could play it. Like, no ego. I'm gonna go back to right because I feel like and it might help me hit. It can't make it worse. And that's the thing. We catering to Mookie. You know what I'm saying? We moved him the lead off. We gave him the lead off. Like, why not move him to right, yo? Like, stop beating around the bush with it. It's him playing short. Him moving the lead off helped a little bit. You know what I mean? But I'm telling you, like, why we can't try it?
Yeah, because I just feel like in their minds, they tinker with Mookie enough where I think in their mind, they like, let's just take all the questions out. You're going to play short, and that's the end of it. In the hope that that's going to eventually improve his game. Like he won't have to be sitting there second guessing or processing. He'll just get back to being natural Mookie because he knows he's locked in as short. I'm speculating that that's what the Dodgers mindset is because I think even when you were bringing that up earlier in the season, my thought was Mookie should play second. Like I felt like that was the ideal spot for him if he was going to play infield.
Right.
Uh,
No.
and I don't know, I can't remember what my thought process was about what all we were trying to do with the outfield because I wasn't necessarily clamoring for Pajes. I think I wanted Edmund to play center, and we knew Teoscar was in right, so it was like, all right, who's going to be the left fielder? But I think whatever my mental calculus was at the start of the season, saying move Mookie to second, was in some way to get what I wanted in the outfield. And I don't think I wanted anything strongly in the outfield other than Edmonds playing center. Like I felt like that's where he should have been. Um, but yeah, at this point, man, like something's got to be done. So, and David, whatever, Vassay, when he was saying move Teo to left, who did he eventually have playing right in that scenario?
My hands.
So, Teoscar in left. You said who in center? Edmonds?
PK or Edmund.
Okay.
And that's what he's saying is going to be the upgrade is getting their bat in the lineup consistently. PK and Edmund. And I'm like, move Mookie to right. You know what I'm saying? And then Pieheads is the bat you bring in, and he's already in. You know what I mean? But you take Conforto out, moving Mookie. You know what I'm saying? So now the outfield is Teoscar, Pieheads, and Mookie. That's better than Teoscar, PK, and Pieheads. You know what I'm saying? I feel like since Mookie stuck his ground, don't nobody want to say we need to move Mookie off short. They'll do everything around that. We'll give him a day off. We'll move the lead off. Take the man off of shortstop. You know what I'm saying? Like Freddie got hurt again, jumping for one of Mookie's throws.
Mm.
That's how he messed his ankle up again. You know what I'm saying? It's just it's so much residual from him being that short. Saying it's like, come on, man. You know what I mean?
And the trade deadline's in 10 days.
Yeah, and we gonna be, and that's the thing. We gonna be active in that. They saying we gonna get a right-handed reliever, damn near a closer, and an outfielder. That's what we looking for. Mookie is an outfielder. Mookie better than any outfielder that they saying we can get on the market. You know what I'm saying? Putting him back in the outfield will upgrade that position that y'all think we need to trade for better than anything. The trade they saying we trying to go after is Minnesota's closer in Buxton. Because Minnesota got a cool, low key, a closer that, is under the radar. Like, but he's nice, right handed, throw gas. And then they throw Buxton in because his contract is so fat. And we could eat that, but we actually could use him too.
Right.
And it's just crazy that we here now because in the offseason, supposedly we put this super team together so we wouldn't have to make no trades at the deadline. That's what they were saying when we got Yates and Sky. It was like, damn, everybody in our bullpen is a closer. And it was like, we doing that so at the trade deadline, we don't have to go looking for that. And here we are at the trade deadline. And what are we looking for? That specifically. But,
Yeah.
but a lot of people are saying that, well, it happened to us last year, but what's happening to our pitching staff is the residual from winning the World Series. Like when you go so long, when your pitchers got to pitch that far into the playoffs, and then we was doing bullpen games and shit in the World Series, like it because the Yankees too. Garrett Cole blew his shit out. They've had a few dudes blow their arms out, you know what I'm saying, from that long run last year. You know what I mean? It's just so happened that we got enough depth. We got 14 pitchers on the DL.
Mm.
Like that's a whole staff. You know what I'm saying? We just got enough depth to overcome that. But like, and that's why when you get there, you gotta win it. Because there is a residual effect. Like Kopech damn near ain't pitched the whole year. Gratterall, like Phillips having Tommy John, Trinan, like our whole pen.
Right. Nah. Because, we talked about how the NBA is on this run of 8 different champions, 7 different
Mm,
champions in 7 different years. I think Major League Baseball
it's worse.
hasn't had a ring. That's what and Major League
Since the
Baseball
Yankees in the early 2000s, right?
2000. So
Right.
from 2001 to 2024, we've had
A different champ.
nobody's repeated.
That's crazy. And that's why I was saying to say we not gonna win it ain't going out on a limb because ain't nobody repeated since 2000. You know what I'm saying? So chances are we not gonna repeat, but it's just the feel. You know what I mean? It's just it don't have the feel of a champion. But shit, the odds say even if I had that feeling, I'd probably be wrong.
Right.
But going into the year, we thought we was building. You know what I'm saying? Like, how can this team not win it? We were so heavily favored, and we probably still are the favorites to win the whole thing. But We not as dominant as we thought we were.
right?
And the karma aspect, like this didn't come into play last year. Last year I was never like, man, these niggas giving me bad vibes. Like I've said that at multiple points this year. There's been multiple different forms of low-key protest of the squad.
Right. Which, it's it's a trip because our president is now going after the Commanders and the Guardians. You've heard him talk about,
Mm,
I'm not gonna give the Redskins, I'm gonna block them getting the money they need to build their stadium because they're trying to rebuild in the city of Washington, D.C., like RFK Part 2 or whatever.
right.
And he's like, I'm gonna block them getting that money if they don't change their name back to the Redskins.
Ain't
And
that a bitch?
and the Guardians need to change their name back to the Indians.
Indians.
Even though they're not asking me for shit. I'm just gonna throw that in.
Anyway. And y'all can start saying nigga on TV again.
Really?
No, I'm just saying
Okay,
that's
I was about to say.
that's next. I mean, that's basically what he's doing. You know what I'm saying? And if
Right.
you want to say nigga, that's cool, man. Don't even trip. Like I said, it's okay. I'm saying.
Yeah. And so it's just like, man, like, and it's a trip because I feel like the Commanders owner, new owner, has basically come out and was like, I don't know if it was the owner or DC's mayor. Actually, I need to check that because if the Commanders have made a statement that is along the lines of, we are not changing our name back. Like, I don't give a
Right.
damn. Then,
Right.
they've done more than what the Dodgers have
Have
done,
done.
would have done in that situation. Um, but yeah, it's just these lines that traditionally have been not blurry lines have gotten blurred a lot with the Dodgers. Some from our doing, some from, the government's doing. But it's just like, as you look at the broader landscape, it's like, all right, now the Commanders, like, everybody else, other squads are getting swept up in it. And maybe that brings some of the mojo off of the Dodgers because I can't think of too many other teams that have had a situation where it come to them where it's like, dude, y'all need to act in a certain way based on who y'all have been historically and based on what your fans look like and who your fans are. I don't know if there are other teams that have had this come to their doorstep. I'm happy to see the Commanders get swept up in it now.
They
And
came out and took a stance already, though.
huh?
They came out and took a stance right away. Like we're not even considering that.
Oh, really? Did they?
Yeah, yeah. They said that's we. They I think it was their owner or their president, but they was like, I don't even know where the president got that from. But we haven't even had talks about that. You know what I'm saying? But the only thing about their stand, and Cleveland said a similar thing. But the only thing about the Redskins, the Commanders situation is they do need government approval to build that stadium. So that's where,
Actual government, like Trump's level,
yeah,
not
right,
city, not
right.
city council type shit.
Nah, they need the White House approval to build that stadium. You know what I'm saying? And that's why they can say that now, but we're gonna see how the long game plays out with that. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy because uh I guess Time Warner owns CBS, right?
Probably.
I believe Time Warner is CBS. And they trying to merge. They got a merger in the works with some other company. I don't know all the specifics, but they basically bowing down to Trump because of that. Because they need White House approval for that merger.
Right.
So they settled with Trump on that 60 minute suit.
Right.
That's them. That's CBS. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? They settled with Trump so he can, you know what I mean? So he can chill.
They can
And
get
then,
approved.
huh?
They can get that merger approved.
Right. And then they snatched the late show off the air.
CBS did.
Yeah. Because Colbert be going hard at Trump.
They took that off.
Yeah, May. It's over in May. You know what I'm saying? Or
Wow.
later on this year. May already passed. It ain't it later on this year. It's a couple more months left. You know what I'm saying? They gave their reasonings why, but everyone was like, it's because Colbert be going at Trump. You know what I'm saying? And then Colbert was talking shit about CBS for paying Trump for settling with Trump in the 60 Minutes shit. He's already been talking about that. Because CBS is basically like it's a financial thing why they taking the show off the air. But they was like, if it's strictly financial, it's other things y'all could have done. Y'all could have just made it Monday through Thursday, cut a couple nights off of doing it. Y'all could have lowered his pay. Y'all could have cut the staff. Like, y'all didn't have to go for just straight jugular. You know what I mean? Straight, no more show if it was really just financial. You know what I'm saying? But they like, that's going to be another thing that makes Trump happy for him to approve this merger. Cause they like, without this merger, they in trouble. You know what I'm saying? Time Warner for their television part without this merger is in trouble. So they like, if we gotta throw Colbert off the boat, you know what I'm saying, to save the ship, so be it. And they was like, maybe down the road after the merger is approved, they could bring him back. But that's bright siding it at its best. You know what I'm saying? That's looking at the bright side of the bright side for that to happen. But I just brought that up because Trump is really strong arming folks. You know what I'm saying? I brought that up back to the point of the Redskins or the Commanders. Like they holding firm now, but we'll see once the rubber hits the road on this stadium if if what Trump is doing it holds weight. Because it held weight against CBS.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. But nah, if they've come out and made a statement, then like we said, they've already passed the Dodgers. But I feel like where I am with the Dodgers right now, I can't even get into the politics of it. Like I'm like the shit is just it's not right on the field. Like there are changes that need to be made, whether that's gonna be trade deadline, injured dudes coming back, or just better maneuvering the pieces you got. Until y'all start to do that, it's like I can't even question what's going
Correlates
on
off the field.
at the corporate level, right? Like I'm just like, all right, man, shit. Like y'all already underwater off the field with me. Like I don't know what y'all could do that could immediately get y'all from underwater. But during all these conversations, like there have been bad things on the field, but it's all been within the scope of, and now it's not much different because, like you said, I looked it up. Like we maybe a game and a half out of best record in baseball, and so it's not like we've
We
trashed
trash.
out. Right, right. But my thing is seeing them against better teams. I'm
The
like,
better teams look better. Houston, then Milwaukee. Like, and it's not even close. You know what I'm saying? We looking like how we made the Yankees look, where we kicking the ball all over the field. We can't catch, we can't pitch, we can't hit. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy because I guess Tanner Scott hurt his forearm in the ninth.
Good night.
Yeah, that's our closer.
Right.
So he about to have his shit blown out. Pause.
And I felt like we had been owning Milwaukee. I feel like when they swept us before the break was maybe their first time winning a series against us and like
In a minute. Nah, which is not another bad sign. Even the teams we used to own is like we want some too. And
right.
it's crazy because I can't separate the two. Like you was like, I can't even get into political because the on the field shit is so bad. And I feel like it's correlated, you know what I'm saying? And I just gotta bring up, Mark Walter owns or is somehow invested in those FEMA camps. I mean in those ICE camps. You know those camps they building that they taking the people to?
Yeah.
And like that one that the lady said they building in Florida that's supposed to be for like that she called alligator something.
Alligator Alcatraz.
Right. Mark Walter is, I don't know if he's the owner or if he's an investor, but he's somehow involved in that. And when I heard that, I was like, okay, that explains why he ain't making no statement. You know what I'm saying? Because he's financially invested.
And they all you would think that all the owners are billionaires, and if you're a billionaire, historically you're gonna swing conservative. I mean, and maybe in today's world you can be like, I'm conservative, but I'm not a Trumpite. But I just even Cronky, I feel like because Cronky's Walmart, and for the longest time, I was just like, fuck Walmart. I wouldn't go to Walmart for years. And
Mm.
I'm still basically bent that way. A little bit less so than I used to be, but I don't know. All that to say, I think if we get into a lot of the holdings of these owners,
It's
yeah,
gonna be some
we'd find a lot of shit that would disgust us.
right. No,
Um,
no, I can't argue that, but I just think that hits so close to home. You know what I'm saying? Well, and I don't know. I was gonna say, and I feel like this has to be a new investment, but who knows? They could have been thinking about these camps for a minute. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, this seemed like something that just popped up for him to invest in, or has this been one of his holdings for a minute? You know what I mean? So I don't know. It's just more and more little things that make me be like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. This might not be our year. And I hate having those words come out my mouth. That's why I pause because I hate saying that about any sport. You know what I mean? Like I always think this our year until it's not our year. But it's crazy because I haven't gotten a weird. Well, there was one year with the Lakers a few years ago, one of LeBron's years when the one with Russ. The Lakers season with Russ. And that wasn't really nothing off the court. It was just how they were on the court. I was like, I just can't root for this squad. I was like, I'm still a Laker fan, but I just can't root for this squad. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not to the point where I can't root for these Dodgers, but they pushing me in that direction more than they pushing me in the direction of, dude, I love this squad. Like last year's squad was one of my favorite Dodger teams, probably since '88. You know what I'm saying? And then just they gave you everything. They gave you the memories, then they won it. Like, that I liked. I really genuinely liked that team. You know what I mean? The dudes on the squad, Teo, Freddie, it was like, okay, I like these dudes. You know what I mean? They had a very 88 feel to them. This squad, I don't feel like that about. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Just weird.
yeah, yeah, I hear you, and I agree with a lot. Yeah, I can't. There's I can't mentally. The Dodgers, I think, are one of the few squads because I'll be super real with the Rams, not in public, but when I'm talking to you and other Ram fans,
He said
I'll
not in public.
right. Like this year, I didn't pick us to win the Super Bowl. Like even as we
Mm,
were starting that playoff pool or whatever, and the
mm,
Rams were clearly in the
mm,
playoffs. Like I picked us to lose to Philly
mm. And
and
you won the pool.
in the NFC Championship game. So there are times where I'm like, in the Lakers, I feel like I can see the potholes with the Dodgers. I don't know if it's just because baseball is so finicky like that. Like, I feel like momentum, because part of what I'm thinking is Milwaukee gonna see us in the playoffs, and it's gonna be like, we do these dudes.
Right,
But I feel like that mentality doesn't carry as well in baseball as it would in football or basketball, where you physically dominate a squad, and when you see them in the playoffs, you're like, oh, y'all already know what this is about to be.
right. That's not gonna change.
I feel like in baseball, that could change. I feel
Nah.
like
And
baseball.
usually does.
And so
Nah.
because of that, for whatever reason, the Dodgers are the one team where I don't ever point to somebody and be like, we can't beat that squad. Like at least
Mm.
since Doc has been the manager, I don't know that I've ever gone into a postseason and felt like, yeah, I mean, there were matchups, I felt like there were squads I didn't want us to have to play. But if we played them, then all right, let's go.
We
But
got a shot. Right. Nah, and I mean on paper, it probably still shouldn't be like that. On paper, there probably still shouldn't be a squad where we feel like this squad is better than us. But the eyeball test shows you that it is some squads out, well, at least at this moment. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing. We got enough talent where we should be able to turn this shit around. And that's what makes me say I don't know if it's just the on the field. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it's more to it than that we playing like this. But, you know, if we first thing is turning around to own the field. And then we can see is it karma related as well. But if we keep just dropping balls and pitching the way we pitching, then it ain't nothing, you know what I mean? Karma ain't got nothing to do with it. We just terrible.
right. So now we gonna see.
Right. Now, and I was just about to say, again, this is probably a good place to leave it off with the we gonna see another cliffhanger. You know what I'm saying? Where will the Dodgers be the next time we convene?
Right. Hopefully they'll be in a much better space.
Right. Right. Nah, they about to go out on the road. Maybe that's what they need. Well,
Yeah.
all right. I say we can shut it down here. You know what I'm saying? Thank everybody, man, for tuning in again. You know what I'm saying? Thanks everybody that's for commenting, sending us messages. We appreciate it. We try to get back to all of y'all. You know what I'm saying? Uh, this is Kareem Matthews, my boy Rodney Lusain. You got anything you want to say on the way out?
Just R.I.P. Malcolm.
Yeah.